What's going on, family? Welcome to New Orleans Spill TV. I wonder, man, I'm about to give y'all some gems, man. I spoke about this on my last channel a little bit, but I'm about to go all the way in why I believe this could be true. Did Baby and Chuck set up the beef between the artists? Artists didn't know, street dudes didn't know. And here's why. I'm gonna go into some stuff that y'all make y'all think like, because later on you find out a lot of stuff, man. And now I'm hearing on the internet about you had Lil Yah say it was a straight fake beef. You had Mystical say the beef wasn't real, but then you had Tech come on here and say that shit was real, man. Yellow Boy and them got into a mix and all this shit. That was strange. With Mina and all that, I ain't never heard of that one. But hey, who knows? It's New Orleans. We not everywhere at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And but then I talked to Baby. I'm gonna tell you what he told me about some stuff. But let's rewind. Let's go after. Okay, remember the beef was going on. You heard about the rap beef. It come out of album. You didn't hear about fights and nothing. I heard about something happened at the Riverboat Hallelujah. I don't know if that's true or anybody know what that's about. Now I'm gonna tell you something. When Big Boy first started, there was a lot of fights in the crowd. Be honest with you, Big Boy was fighting a lot of people in the crowd because at one time they didn't like Mystical. It was a bounce city. People be throwing stuff on stage. Mother get down there. Hey homeboy, don't throw nothing on the stage no more. There was a lot of that going on, so you never know if the fights happened because of that or just some disrespectful dude. One thing about it, whoever there will come from that back and get in and handle some business. So who knows what that was about? But let's fast forward, like I said on the other one yesterday. Let's fast forward to the second half. A lot of stuff going on. When we started coming around a lot, like I guess for who remember Street Dreams Fashions and what's the name of the other store? Chuck had they had a strip mall. It was a studio in there. Then you had Street Dreams Fashions. Then you had 247 Fashions. I want to say that's right. I think Chuck was the first one for the $50 G Nikes. Y'all remember that? The $50 G Nikes you be promoting all on Fat and all that stuff like that. And I used to be around a lot. Chuck would be like, I guess you had them stores there, so we'll come there a lot. Chuck want you outside with that pistol or whatever. Just come there and find out what's happening and just move around. A lot of people didn't know this. The rappers and artists didn't know this. We were supposed to get cool with a few and hear what they saying. And you know that. I'm my first time saying it. So, we'd be around there, walking around either the studio and all that, peeping shit out, peeping out, stuff like that. Now, one time I get around there, I remember these, I said this before. I remember these two red dudes. They were Chuck little brother. I'm about to trip y'all head out. These two red dudes. I remember seeing them. I talked to them a few times. They were Chuck little brothers. I don't know, I think from the daddy side or whatever. And I didn't know the dynamics set up with that. So one day, I walk in the studio. Not the studio, I walked in Street Dreams Fashions. And they had a man sitting there, right? Chuck said, "Smoke a lot. You know who that is?" Let me tell y'all something. This dude looked just like him. It came to my mind, right then and there. I had the answer right. I said, "Lil Wayne daddy or something?" He said, "Yeah, how you guess that?" Nigga look just like him. The Wayne Carter Sr. When I just said it, I ain't know Lil Wayne had a real daddy. You mean it that's still alive, You heard about Rabbit, that's all you heard about Rabbit, and you heard about Baby. That's my dad, whatever. I ain't hear about Rabbit. I knew Rabbit. I knew of Rabbit. Seen him around. He from the Goose. So that's Lil Wayne daddy. Fuck Lil Wayne daddy doing here? The Wayne Carters look just like him, dog. Still alive, probably. Look just like him. Right there, y'all remember the Street Dreams Fashions right across from Helen Cox on LaPalco? That little strip mall. So I'm up in there. Come to find out, the two red dudes is the Wayne Carter Sr. brothers. Yeah. Chuck Lil Brothers is the Wayne Carter Sr. Lil Brothers too. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, wait a minute, dog. Wait a minute. Wait, what? So here's the thing. I don't know if this was just found out, but I know he been knew them his little brother, so they couldn't have been just found out. Y'all had to been knowing this. You know what I'm saying? So I thought about all this later. Then I said, because I was playing it back, I'm like, wait a minute. A few times, Lil Wayne in town. Lil Wayne said he didn't mess with his daddy. That ain't what maybe he didn't mess with him like that, because I have one or two kids that, we mess with each other, but we don't. Maybe it's like that. But I remember him saying, yeah, I'm going to get him over here, man, for autograph signing. I'm going to get him over here to sign the autographs and all that. Then one time, I heard one of the little dudes, they sitting there talking in the studio. Once again, we in that mud listening. You chilling, just be chilling. One thing about me, the fact that I have a podcast shocked everybody when I started this, because I did not talk. I'd be there quiet. I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't talk at all. You hear me? I'm talking about I only talked to probably, a few people that I was close to. I didn't speak. Everybody's be like, man, God don't be talking, man. That's okay though. And I would be telling them to worry about them as long as everything good. But it's like he in there talking, and he said Lil Wayne was mad at him. This is a Lil Wayne little story come from him. The young cat, it was a young dude, the younger one with the blue eyes or some hazel eyes. Chuck Lil Brothers. He said, yeah, man. He said, Lil Wayne mad at him because Lil Wayne was over there in some type of car, in some type of Bentley, right? Look, I think in front of the Street Genius Fast. I think in front of LaPalco, talking to them. So evidently Lil Wayne know them. He know that's his uncles. You know what I'm saying? So he said that Lil Wayne pulled up in the car. And he said, yeah, mother won't get mad at me, because he said he told Lil Wayne, as one of the cars Baby gave, that's one of Baby cars. Because I think Baby had a song out. It was a rumor Baby that they don't have their own cars. All cars was for Baby and stuff like that. So he was like, oh, that's one of Baby cars, huh? He said Lil Wayne looked at him, booted him up, and took off, drove off. He ain't spoke to him in a while. I remember that. So you had this dynamic going on, right? And I don't know how true it is. Somebody said, then that's when I'm talking about it to a few cats. I'm like, wait a minute, man. How the hell he kin to this and kin to that? They said, shit, man, Mina kin to Juvenile. I don't know how true that is. I said, what? So, you think about all this stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, man. Let's fast forward. Let's fast forward. Come to find out, I'm bad with names. One of Chuck homies. Now, this could be all a coincidence. One of Chuck homies, I'm talking about homies from 42nd, out in South Central, LA, 42nd Street. One of his homies, Lump, and that's one of Chuck homies. That's the homie. That's the homie. One of the homies promoting for Baby, Cash Money. So he said, no, everybody said it. It's true. He's a promoter. He promoted for a lot of people. He's a promoter named Lump. If y'all in the industry and y'all know that name, it's named Lump. That is Chuck. That is dude from 42nd Street. I don't know if he claimed it, but Crip. You know what I'm saying? In LA. Found that wild. Now, Chuck told me that Baby, when he had Hardhead, Dangerfield, and Block Burners, Chuck told me that Baby was trying to get him a deal with Universal. Baby told him, I'll get you a deal with Universal. This is what Chuck told me. I didn't make this up. I didn't dream it. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why I'm saying this. Is he told me this. I'm like, huh. They explained how when I'm talking about explained it and everything. Said when was it Lump they did this for, or was it Chuck? I can't remember. Flew him out there to Miami, had him in the hotel. They had the rugs was draped in blue rag because I guess Baby knew they was Crips and all this. I guess to do business and all that, you know, showing them good hospitality, right? But when I talked to Baby, for some, I don't know why, like I said, you could tell when I talked to Baby, he wanted me to put this on P2R Films. You could tell that this stuff he wanted me to say. Even one time I talked to him, I'm about to tell you about that. Baby said, hey, and I never met Chuck a day in my life. Yeah, I never met Big Boy a day in my life. Never. Like, damn, he just bust out and asked him. He just bust out and said it. I never met Chuck a day in my life. Because I think I put something on P2R Films about that. If Baby tried to get him a deal with Universal, stuff like that. I said, I ain't never known Chuck to be a liar. But when I brought this to other people, I said, man, you remember when Chuck told me that? And the story and everything with the brags and shit. You remember what Chuck told me about, Chuck said about, it was like, I don't remember that now. We talking about dudes with bad memories. But he told me this. I had to remember. It wasn't no one around. But my whole thing is, if he said it, I'm pretty sure he said it to everyone else. You know what I'm saying? But Baby said, nah, I never met Chuck a day in my life. I found that out. Like, you never met him. New Orleans not that big, and wop. I done heard some stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm putting all this together. Then you got a homie from 42nd promoting for Baby. So I'm saying to myself, man, I wonder if this stuff was, and the reason, and here's the reason I say that no one knew. Because now I'm thinking you had people on Cash Money side really believing it's some type of beef. Even though on our side, for as the streets, for as the homies, we ain't never had not even a yelling match with nobody. Maybe the rappers had a fight, like he said. Tech said Mina had a fight with Yella. I don't know about that. That's something else. But like I say, one day, now this way after. That's why I say maybe the streets didn't know. Maybe they thought it was. I don't know on Cash Money side. I said this before. I was uptown because I stayed not too far. My house is in that neighborhood. I had a house in the neighborhood at that time. I'm at the Brown Derby. So this is before the storm. This is the Brown Derby right there, about across from the project, Magnolia. I'm getting something to eat. Now this could have been a coincidence too. The door opened, and one of Cash Money, I'ma say rapper slash probably you want to say hitters or whatever, walks in. At this time, I'm on my way to the studio. I can't remember if I had any Big Boys stuff on, because I wear some of that stuff. He asked us to help him promote. I don't know, but I was on my way across that river to the studio or to whatever to take care of some business. And he walked in, he did like this. And he turned his eyes. And he sat there for a minute, then he walked out the door. I'm hungry too. I'm in the line like, fuck that was about, right? I ain't like how that looked. I recognize his face. So I walk out. He on a cell phone when I walk outside. He in the white truck, parked right there, if I'm not mistaken. Had to be parked on Ferret. Looked like it might have been pointing the wrong way, so I might be wrong. He on the phone. He in the back of the truck. This whole time, he don't see me behind him because I walked out of the line, right? I'm trying to find out what's happening. Now, when he came up with the phone, he looked like kind of startled him. Then he just the phone down and walked in. Now, that could have been all a coincidence, man. I just found that out. That was some strange stuff. Maybe he forgot something. Maybe he forgot his wallet. Maybe he forgot. But it was just the timing and who it was. I'm like, whoa, wait, that didn't look right. I'm not about to. So when I get to the studio, was it the studio on the West Bank? No, it was. I think it was. No, I think it still was that one on Morrison. I don't know. When I get there, I said, Chuck, you got something going on with Cash Money? Like, what's happening with that, bro? Chuck said, nah. Well, what's up? I told him what's happening. He said, what? He said, I don't know. That probably was nothing. He said, nah, ain't nothing happening. Even then, nah, ain't nothing happening. He said, I think he trying to look, exactly what Chuck said. I think his ass trying to blackball me off the radio. With Hardhead and Blackburns, I think he trying to pull that fucking shit off. I don't know for sure, but I'm trying to find out. But other than that, nah, nothing going on. He said that, right? And I be thinking about all this, and I'm like, man, I wonder if they put that beat together. You know what I'm saying? Because evidently it's trending, you know, because the shit's so weird now with tech coming out with all this stuff. I wanted this a ploy just to get, you know what I'm saying? It just had me thinking. And I want to know what y'all think, you know, because like I say, this is real spiel stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? The Wayne Carter hanging with Chuck, tight with Chuck. His little brothers is Chuck little brothers. They say Mean and Ken and Juvenile. I ain't heard that. I think that was some rumor. It was something else I'm missing, man. Something I'm missing. I'm missing something. But it's just. Then Chuck said, man, I never met. Then Baby saying I never met Chuck a day in my life. That was weird, man. Because, okay, I mean, well, he probably never met. I don't know, because Chuck, listen, Chuck is from New Orleans, but he moved to LA in the 70s. Chuck was a big plug. Let me just say that. It was all uptown, you know. I guess, you know, I don't know if that song was about Chuck, then whatever, like Gregory D say, let me see Cali walk through the Cali, yo, that's crazy, because he was in the Cali, yo, you know what I'm saying? Bruce Caesar is his little cousin. And I heard a video one time when they used to say how Caesar them was looking, how the Tuesday crew was looking, like them boys had money, them boys had cars, them boys was doing it. You think it came from, you know what I'm saying? So, come on. So, you put all that in play. And I know for a fact, I'm going to throw this out there. I can't say I know for a fact. I don't know if Baby know this. Slim, little brother, used to work for Baby. That's a whole nother story. If Baby want to call and ask what that's about, I'll tell him. But used to work for Baby in a whole nother way. Because Slim is from the Magnolia. His mama, Gail, stayed in Magnolia. Slim is from the Magnolia. Like, that's where he from. He another one went to L.A. after Chuck, though. Because he met Chuck here, then went to L.A. So, we talking about Big Slim. So, you know, I need y'all to think about this, man. What y'all think, man? What y'all think, man? There's a lot of gems in this video, man. Thank you for listening. One love, baby.